Welcome to Too Many Chefs, Episode 18, Canadian Candy Part 1, and I am your host, Devious Dave Rose. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And as always, let's start off the show first by checking our audio levels. That was the mic stand, by the way. Welcome to Too Many Chefs. Yeah, sounding good. Excellent. And as always, let's also start off the show by showing our gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today. Yes, it's been about 2 weeks since I last streamed, but it's been quite some time since I did a Too Many Chefs, and it being Halloween today and the kids getting the candy, I thought I'd do a little video for the people. And we're going to mix it up as well by showing some old commercials of these candies that, again, struck my heart because these are Canadian candies that mostly haven't been featured in America, but if they did, they didn't really do well. But, you know, we'll get into that. But I was going to show my gratitude and appreciation. And we have the Dan Kennedy show in the chat. It's the Costanza and Ghetto God. Thank you so much for joining us, as well as for the 7 viewing in total. So let's start off the show by going to our first candy bar. And although a lot of these do feature chocolate, if you actually look into legal legislation, if it's not pure chocolate, you can't call it a chocolate bar. Although many people sort of say that as default. Back in the 80s, I know it's way beyond many people's lives here, you young ones, but in the 80s, I thought it was annoying, but in the 80s, people, instead of saying, well, why don't you go photocopy that, they'd say, why don't you Xerox that? Because it just became a common method of conveying that sense. But chocolate bar, unless it's pure chocolate, doesn't qualify legally, and it shouldn't be called that because, again, candy bars are much of what we're featuring today in episode 1, or part 1, I should say. So this is, and again, I wanted to make it distinct by showing candy bars that are regularly available here in Canada, but not so much in America unless they get imported, or they were featured briefly for a while and then they just didn't get any traction, so they canceled that. But the first one that we are reviewing today is Coffee Crisp. So let me just give you a little bit of information about Coffee Crisp. It's a light, crispy chocolate bar. It should say candy bar. With layers of vanilla wafers and a subtle coffee-flavored mousse, all coated in milk chocolate. It was developed by Rowntree in the UK in the 1930s as a wafer crisp variation. And the coffee edition was tailored for Canadian tastes and exclusively produced there by Nestle since 1988. And there was a brief U.S. trial from 2006 to 2009, which ended in lackluster sales. So that's why they didn't pursue that. But with every candy bar and, with almost every item that we're going to review today, there's going to be a commercial element to it where we'll show you, again, what was used in the past to sell these things. And again, I'm going from my experience, which is 80s, and they certainly sold things a lot differently back then than they do now. But it's a revisit to nostalgia as well for me, and it's been a while since I did a Too Many Chefs, and I just wanted to have some fun and give people out there something new, something different, and also add to my great repertoire of amazing videos and stuff, because you can always go back and listen to these. They're great. And I hope to do more episodes. We've got Costanza in the chat, and he is the true Walmart American, has no idea about culinary skills whatsoever. And in fact, after I'm done this episode, try to keep it separate. But after I'm done this episode, I'm going live with a chill stream. Not so, there's always drama mixed in with there, and there's people who've been asking me to do some drama and cover it. And it's not a full diner, but there's stuff to discuss, and there's people who have said that they want to call it. So we'll do that. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to play this video, and this is the first video of many that we're going to show. So this is not going to be a short show, but I have some fun with it, and hopefully you guys, especially the Canadian viewers, might reconnect with some of this nostalgia that I'm going to be putting forward, and maybe even comment whether or not they still choose to eat some of these snacks. So let's just get this going here. And I'm just showing these commercials. This is how they sold candies back in the day. And these are the ones that sort of connect with me because I remember them. And fuck it, let's go. So this is for Coffee Crisp. Did I even... Hold on. Did I give my... No, I did. I did give my... Sorry, guys. I'm rusty here. But I've got a long weekend ahead of me. So, I'm kind of thinking of all the great things that I've got to catch up on, But, yeah. So, basically, this is the commercial that refers to what is our first offering of this episode.
So, how do you like your coffee? Crisp. You like your coffee crisp.
I like my coffee crisp.
Oh, I'm supposed to laugh now. You don't know from jokes. You never did.
Well, excuse me for leaving.
Oh, face it, dear. You're no Jane Rivers.
Well, it's your opinion.
Coffee Crisp makes a nice, light snack.
So,
basically, that's back in back in my youth, we'd use those lines on the schoolyard. It was something common, and plus, Coffee Crisp is quite delicious. We're not showing the right graphic right now, but Coffee Crisp is quite delicious. Hold on, there we go. It's really good consistency. The vanilla wafers aren't the ones that you might buy in the stores, which are very brittle and papery. This stuff is really good. If you can get a hold of Coffee Crisp in America, I would suggest you do so. And it's just it's got an infused coffee flavor to it. It's not very strong, but it's bold, and it's just a really good flavor. I've liked them as a kid, although I didn't like them as much as a kid as much as I do like them now. But again, as you grow older, coffee tastes are more pronounced in adults, and it really is a good candy bar. So the next one that we're going to show right now is Crispy Crunch. Ghetto God in the chat says he's never heard of Coffee Crisp. It's worth it. If you can find some method to get it into America, I would suggest you do so. It is really good. Crispy Crunch is a candy bar featuring a flaky peanut butter infused crisp center wrapped in smooth milk chocolate from a crunchy yet chewy bite. It was invented in 1912 by a 17-year-old Canadian, Harold Grinstead, at Nielsen's Chocolate in Toronto. Originally named Chocolate Crunch and later renamed, obviously. Cadbury acquired it in 1996, and the U.S. availability ceased in the 1990s. So it was, it is an amazing candy bar. This is, by the way, no particular order, but this is one of the good ones. And Cadbury is also available in England, in the UK and stuff. So they do have, some of the stuff is featured in England, but and other Commonwealth countries. But I specifically decided to make an episode today about candy that's not easily or readily available in America, because obviously most of my audience is from America. But let's now get back to this next commercial. So we're going to show the Crispy Crunch commercial. Let me just get this ready. Now, what's pretty cool, at least for Canadians and stuff, is that this particular series of, and I'm not going to show them all, but this series of commercials that was made for Crispy Crunch actually had a story carrying on throughout the entire thing. They used the same two actors throughout it, and it lasted quite a while, actually, and uniquely Canadian.
It just makes me weird.
You got that right.
No. No.
One bite,
No.
please.
No, you do this every time. You want yours too fast and you want some of mine.
No. I didn't even transition the screen. Great job, Dave. We have highly regarded in the chat, who's probably a new subscriber, says Crispy Crunch is shite. I don't speak Pakistani, which is what the common language is there in the UK. But you mean the shite, as in like good stuff? Because it's great stuff. If you're disagreeing with me, you might as well kill yourself, because it's good stuff. And again, it's not an overwhelming peanutty flavor, but it's a really good infusion with the crispy wafers and the chocolate. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's continue.
It just makes me weird.
You got that right.
No. No.
One bite,
No.
please.
No, you do this every time. You want yours too fast and you want some of mine. No. Really?
The only thing as good as your Crispy Crunch is someone else's.
Take half.
Oh, that was steamy back in the day. That was steamy. So you never know what he said. But you can imagine. You can imagine if she's willing to give half that bar away. You never know. We have apparently, again, this highly regarded person says, I've been sub for 2 years. I'm Canadian hoser. You should have are you a Canadian hoser, or are you saying you're Canadian, comma, hoser, as in referencing me? You got to be better with the grammar. Okay, very, very disappointing. If you're Canadian, you should have a better education than Americans on the most part. But all right, so what's the next one here? Before we continue, Ghetto God in the chat says, some people don't like Cadbury eggs, and those are like my favorite Easter candy. Obviously, we're not covering them today because they're, again, an Easter candy. They were exclusively at one point available during Easter, but now they're available year-round. They've changed the formula. It's absolute garbage now. And you raise a great point, which I would love to cover in a future episode. Man, those Cadbury eggs, especially during the 80s when the ingredients were much better, and you could see the difference in color. It's so good. So good. But the next one that we're going to feature right now is called the Caramilk Bar. And it is a milk chocolate bar filled with aerated liquid caramel bubbles that create a gooey, effervescent texture. Created by Cadbury Canada in 1954, Canadian, in Toronto, using a proprietary caramel injection method, famously marketed as a secret process via contents like the 2013 Golden Ticket Hunt, but even earlier, as you're going to see with one of these commercials. Now, the U.S. counterpart, Caramello, uses denser caramel and is less bubbly. In fact, I'm totally ignorant of this Caramello bar. Never tried it before, never heard it, never seen it, but at least perhaps that gives an idea to the Americans what caramel bar is. But let's get that one up here. And this is one of my personal. There were so many different commercials for this, and this is one of my favorite commercials. But again, the whole thing is there's a mystery. How did you get the caramel into the caramel bar? And there's one video where a guy is willing to sell his soul to the devil just to find out that secret. There's one where somebody, is like a scientist and this spy wants to steal the information, so she's, whining and dining him, like crazy, crazy shit. But let's get this one going. Shout out to Retro Ontario that has archived a lot of these commercials onto their website or onto their YouTube channel, and saves this sort of nostalgia for us that were there. So let's play this. Shout out to The Ghost from the Coast in the chat. Happy Halloween to you too, yes. And to the Goon. Oh, we're going to talk about Big Turk soon. Don't you worry there. And there's some controversy, but that's those are, again, things that need to be discussed at that point. But and again, you'll notice the beautiful 4x3 format because this is only in 1993. This commercial being made, but they were running this whole gag of the mystery of the caramel bar. So
you're Stonehenge, pure genius. Thanks. Those Earthlings, they still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, probably never will. I'll tell you something though. Your pyramids, a classic.
But the best,
Yeah.
sir, the best
Yeah.
is how you get that soft flowing caramel into the caramel bar.
Wait a minute, that wasn't me. I thought you did that.
It wasn't me.
If you didn't do it and I didn't do it.
all right, so the next item on our list here is the absolutely delicious Crunchy Bar. So it's a bar of light honeycombed toffee that crunches and yet melts into sticky sweetness, enrobed in Cadbury milk chocolate. It originated in the UK in 1929 as Cadbury's Choco Bar, but it reached Canada in the 1960s with a softer toffee formula suited to local preference. No equivalent exists in the U.S. market. And, this stuff is so good. It's crunchy, but then it starts to melt. Beautiful, delicious toffee flavor. And it actually gets kind of sticky. And it, sort of sticks to your teeth. And, but, good. And God, it's just so good. Good, it's so good. I mean, honestly, this stuff, is making me salivate. This stuff is really good. It's airy, but it's got all this flavor combination. I just love this stuff. Sponge toffee is what highly regarded is saying in the chat. It's the Costanza showing his Walmart Americanism again in the chat saying M&M's are good. And let me just pat you on the head there, kid. You should be in one of those special classes. But this stuff is just so good. If you can get a hold of it, it's just... And yeah, it gets a little sticky. Some of the stuff I can't even eat anymore because it's terrible on the teeth. Some of the stuff will pull your teeth out. But it's just so good. And plus, you can let it melt in your mouth, this toffee, but it takes a long time. But the crunch in combination with the flavor and the texture and then the melting aspect. So you can hear it. I'm now salivating. I hope kids out there on Halloween tonight are getting this because it's their dentist's worst nightmare, but they will enjoy it. So let's go to the. Did I do the Crunchy commercial? I don't think so. So let's get that going here. Okay, so it was hard to find some commercials that sort of featured, like they were more common back in the 80s. Some of them are impossible to find. But this is a more later one. and doesn't really show you anything with the bar interacting with people, eating it like we've seen with other commercials. But this is how they sold candy bars back in the 80s and 90s, and fuck, it worked on me.
Crunchy spikes toffee. It's made your mouth excitement.
So that's that one. What's next on the list? Oh, the Wunderbar. This stuff is so good. So good. What do we got here? So the Wunderbar is a chewy confection of caramel, peanut butter, and rice crisps coated in milk chocolate, offering a bold peanut kick. It was launched by Cadbury Canada in 1972 and named after the German word for wonderful, to evoke delight. Its unique spice profile, I don't know why they say it's not spicy, sets it apart from U.S. bars like Butterfinger, which is fucking awesome. Love Butterfinger. This is similar but different. And this stuff has been, it's available in the UK. Okay, so Cadbury is UK, but it's sometimes they bring the stuff here, they change it, whatever. But also, they have the same brands and they make it with the ingredients that are available. So that's why you get a different flavor between England and Canada. But this stuff is so good. It is superior to a Butterfinger, but Butterfinger, in my personal view, is really up there. I don't give a fuck what anybody says or tries to insult that bar, but yeah, it's good. But Wunderbar, mein Führer, is just incredible. It's more dense and more chewy, but yeah, it's definitely more chewy because Butterfinger sort of it breaks up in your mouth, sort of thing, and it's because of the flaky goodness, and I love it. But the Wunderbar is better. And again, this stuck with me as a kid. It's back in the 80s. They knew how to market, man. They would make cartoon shows just to promote fucking toys like G.I. Joe and Transformers. He-Man, look how that worked. It was just, you had the best of the CIA coming into these ad agencies and just fucking killing it. So let's show this commercial here. This always stuck with me. I kind of think of Danny MT when I see this, but I want to show you guys. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Come on. There we go. You're going to make it smaller, apparently? Yeah. This 4x3 format, again, it's the old school, isn't made for the widescreen that we use today. But this commercial, again, stuck with me. 80s commercial, early 80s. And just reminded you, this fucking bar was great. Let's see it. Oh, I'm being told I'm coming in low. Let's check again our volume here, see if Windows decided to change the volume again. No, it's 100%. Let me hear myself on the stream. Just reminded you, this fucking bar was great. Sounding great. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And nobody else has said that, so don't know. So back to this. Let's get this big screened, and it's a great commercial. Fucking great commercial.
A lot of folks demand more than just a sweet treat. That's why they go for Cadbury Wunderbar. Wunderbar is peanut butter.
Wunderbar!
Wrapped in smooth caramel.
Wunderbar!
and covered in Cadbury's delicious chocolatey coating. Cadbury Wonder Bar tastes Wonder Bar.
Fucking awesome. So good. All right, so back to our list here of the candies. Oh, this one is a personal favorite of mine. Mr. Big. Now, let's get back to my list of notes here. Mr. Big is an oversized chocolate bar with, and again, I took descriptions from their websites and stuff or review sites, and this is wrong. It's not a chocolate bar. It's not made of solid chocolate. It's made of other things and therefore legally must be referred to as a candy bar. So an oversized candy bar with layers of vanilla wafer, peanuts, caramel, and rice crisps. Dipped twice, not just once, but twice, in Cadbury milk chocolate. Introduced by Cadbury in Canada in 1973, the year after the Wunderbar, because, sometimes, German names need to be changed because of the political pressures and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I am from Argentina, after all. But I was born there, but, I had to flee. Changed my name. Introduced by Cadbury, Canada in 1973 under the Nestle license. Okay, so Cadbury and Nestle do work with each other. It gained fame through the 1990 ads featuring athletes like Shaquille O'Neal, and its massive size is exclusive to Canada. That's what she said. We got Hallow Eve's Magical Mushrooms in the chat. Says, nice Canadian episode. Says, Michael Morley is rising from the dead on this Hallow Eve. I don't know who the fuck that is. MK3 Kratos, shout out to you in the chat. I said, sounds great. It certainly does. Magic Mushroom says, Crispy Crunch and Crunchy are the best. We've reviewed those, yes. But I don't know about the best, but they're fucking amazing. I mean, it's hard to pick your favorites from this list, and we're not even done. He also continues and says, lots of people would use Mr. Big for pranks to look like poop. That is true. The exterior look might, if you don't break it open, might make you think that it's a big log. We got highly regarded in the chat. Says, never heard anyone say Mr. Big is their favorite. I didn't say it was my favorite. I said it's one of my favorites. It's fucking incredible. I don't know. This guy right here. It's fucking good. Okay, I don't know what you're fucking saying. All right, so so we showed the Mr. Big commercial, didn't we? Oh no, we haven't. That's what we're gonna show right now. This is just one of them. It's funny, but it's good. Hold on. Where am I at? Trust me, guys, when I get a new computer, things are going to be a lot different in my professionalism, as in they're going to be a lot better. But let's continue here. Again, I also love going back to these commercials, and they're so different from what they are today. And some of these have that vibe. This has got a 90s vibe, but let's watch it. This is from 91, actually.
Teenager grows about 18 centimeters. Exactly the size of a Mr. Big. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not.
Hi, you still on for tonight?
Can you afford to take that chance? When you're this big, they call you Mister.
Yes, and that was their line that they would use. When you're this big, they call you Mister. And, yeah, it's just fun reminiscing with these old commercials. So we got that one. Did I do that one? Yeah, I already covered that The next one, a very famous one, Aero. So let's get back to this here. Granted, this is the new packaging. I like the old one better. But then again, I'm old, so get off my lawn. But this is what they look. This is what they're supposed to look like. There's a new one where they're more bubbly. Instead of single bar, imagine like 2 large bubbles of chocolate on each strip. So that's what they look like now. This is the last time they looked normal. Let me give you a brief description of it. This stuff is good. It's light. There's a bunch of commercials that also highlighted that, but it's a nice light bar. And this would be a chocolate bar. This does not have anything else but chocolate in there. So this would be considered a chocolate bar. So it's a bubbly milk chocolate bar infused with tiny air pockets for a feather-light, quite melting sensation. Patented by Rowntree in the UK in 1935 via the Aero process, Nestle launched it in Canada in 1936, where it became iconic. A 1980s debut in the US flopped commercially. But this stuff is fucking great. In fact, they make little balls of this stuff as well. Like, make them in balls. Small balls. And the bars themselves are also great. I'm not a fan of the new ones with the it looks like a pair of tits with fucking, on the strip there, I'm not gonna. If you're interested in seeing what they look like now, just go to Google. But this is what they're supposed to look like. Okay. What else here? All these chocolates look like Ryan. Because it's dark colored and so is Ryan the heel, huh? Okay. So there you go. Goodbye. If you're going to make a racist joke, at least make it funny. Okay? We encourage racism here, but it's got to be astute, it's got to be intelligent, and it's got to be, je ne sais quoi. It's got to have a lot more than just a very bad attempt. But again, thank you for joining us, Hate Watcher. We got the commercial. Did I show the commercial? Did I? No, we didn't. Oh, and this is why I brought this one up. So basically, again, commercials were a lot different in the 80s. And I don't know if you can call this racism, but certainly they had less rules when it came to making a commercial. Let's check this out.
Dare we compare milk and Aero? Milk is made with pure milk. Well, so is Aero, 2.6 ounces worth. Milk has delicious little bubbles, so does Aero. On the other hand, Aero can be carried in your purse. Well, so can milk. And milk is terrific on cereal. Aero, why not? Compare as we dare. One thing is certain, milk will always be a good part of Aero.
And that's what I remember growing up with. That logo, that style of packaging. If you've ever studied marketing or been involved with it, there's a lot that goes into this and such. And also looking back at old marketing and, packaging and stuff, like I've got that nostalgia feel. It looks so much better back in the day, in my opinion. There's just the new stuff these days, it doesn't hold up. But let's move on to our next candy bar, which is Eat More. This stuff is amazing. If you can get a hold of it, and it's not exactly like Charleston Chew. For those Americans that who have Charleston Chew, we do get that up here in Canada. And now to think of it, just my mouth is watering. This Charleston Chew is fucking amazing, so good. This is a unique Canadian candy bar, but where's the Charleston Chew? Did I not? This fucking shit wants to be stupid again. Okay, well, we'll force it in. Charleston Chew, come on. Where are you? I thought I got an image of that. Oh, there it is, yeah. Stupid OBS garbage crap. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, so this is what it looks like. That's Charleston Chew. Sorry, that's Eat More, like Charleston Chew, but better. So good. So good. But it is sticky. It will bind to your teeth and stuff, and it's not going to pull out your teeth, but you're going to feel the pull. You're going to feel the pull. So it's a sticky bar blending chewy toffee, roasted peanuts, and chocolate for a dense, nutty chew. Debuted by Hershey Canada in 1970s as an energy treat with an indulgent name. Its pull-apart texture and intense peanut flavor have no U.S. counterpart. That is false. That is false. How dare these Canadians think that they're world famous? No, Charleston Chew. And Charleston Chew has different flavors, too. You got the fudge flavor, you got vanilla. I think there's a few more, but yeah, don't be telling me that there's no equivalent to Eat More, because there is. And the closest thing would be Charleston Chew. They're totally different, and each is unique in their own way and absolutely delicious. But there are similarities that must be called out. All right, so I missed it. I should have done this after Arrow, actually, but oh, so we're going to show the Eat More commercial, right? Did I get one? Yeah. I was supposed to do Big Turk prior, but we'll get to that. So let's cue this up here. And this is also something else that I remember from the 80s and stuff, and this commercial as well sort of hit home when it came to this, but here we go.
When it's time to kick back, what Eat More gives is dark, chewy toffee loaded with peanuts. Real chewy and not too sweet tasting. So what Eat More takes is time. Eat More. It's a real long chew.
Yeah, delicious. Shout out to Dr. Earl in the chat. He says, wow, I remember Arrow candy bars. I would always get me one every time I visited Canada. I also enjoyed McPizza when that was available. Oh, don't get me started on McPizza. It was good. Perhaps the business model didn't allow for it, but man, it was good. It was good. Now let's go to something that isn't necessarily on everyone's list of favorites. In fact, I know of many people who would say this is on their list of hated products. There is no commercial that I could find for this. Canadian. I did see a few that were from the UK because this is obviously Nestle and it is common there. But I only show Canadian commercials. Okay. But Big Turk is essentially like, it's supposed to be a candy bar version of Turkish Delight. Now, as a kid, wasn't a fan. But as an adult, as my palate matured, I actually liked authentic Turkish Delight. It's so good. It really is so good. If it's properly made and it's authentic. But Turkish Delight is good. And, you know, I can understand that some people are like, ew, like candy and sweet and, you know, fruit and chocolate on top of that. Ew. And okay, maybe as a 5-year-old you might have that idea, but see, I'm still drooling here. Salivating, actually. And it hasn't left my mouth yet, so I'm not drooling, but I am salivating. It's good. It's good. It's different from actual Turkish Delight, but this stuff is good. So let me read you a bit about this. This is a slender bar encasing a generous slab of pink rose-flavored Turkish Delight in milk chocolate, providing a chewy floral contrast. It was produced by Nestle Canada since 1974, and it's notably low-fat at 3.5 grams per 60-gram bar. Its retro appeal and distinct local center keep it Canadian only. So, hold on. So we got highly regarded. I got to hand out candy. Have a good one. Good stream. Never mind. I'm staying for the Big Turk. I'm the biggest. It's the fucking best. You don't talk shit about my Big Turk. I didn't, but it is good. So the next one we will be moving on to, and we're almost done actually. We've got 4 more to go. The next one we're going to be talking about is Mirage. So let's get to this one here. Oh, we did that one, Mirage. Okay, so Mirage is a smooth milk chocolate bar with a refreshing mint infusion with airy lightness. Very similar to Aero, but not exactly. It was developed by Nestle Canada in the 1980s as a subtler mint option. Personally, I don't sense any mint in Mirage. Its delicate balance caters to Canadian palates and sees limited export absent from U.S. shelves. So let's go to the Mirage commercial here. And there were more. I can't find the one that I remember, but at the end of this video, you're going to see something that's reminiscent of that commercial where the person somehow is able to chew the candy bar but squeeze the package together as if like magic, right? Again, that's a commercial that stays with me. They knew how to market in the 80s. But let me play this commercial for you. Hold on, is this the one? Did I get the right one? It is. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. Okay, whatever. Mirage, delicious.
It was a dark and stormy night as the clock struck 12. What? Amazing.
Oh, wait. Why the hell did it not do the transition? Okay, let's try that. Take 2.
It was a dark and stormy night as the clock struck 12. What? Amazing. Hey, Mirage. The Mirage bar grew bigger.
The taste that defies description is now bigger.
Fantastic.
Now you get more delicious milk chocolate.
More.
All right, so what do we have next? We have, Jersey Milk. So, Jersey Milk can't be compared to Hershey's chocolate. By the way, since some people will probably ask about it, and we had it's the Costanza in the chat talking about Hershey chocolate. American Hershey chocolate different than Canadian, but Hershey chocolate actually tastes like vomit to most people if you've got a proper palate, and there's actually a reason why. It's due to the presence of what's called butyric acid. It's a naturally occurring compound that can also be found in vomit, Parmesan cheese, and spoiled butter. Probably one of the big reasons why I'm not a big fan of Parmesan. But yes, this acid is the result of how American chocolate is processed using the milk that is often transported for longer distances before processing and undergoing a chemical process to extend its shelf life. Disgusting. But let me tell you a bit about, and then we're talking about Hershey's here, but Jersey Milk, and it's going to be discontinued soon, unfortunately. And this was the staple for Canadians when it came to making s'mores. Going camping at fucking summer camp, this was the thing. Jersey milk was the chocolate you added to graham crackers and marshmallows to make the best s'mores out there. Let me swallow my saliva. Still haven't drooled yet, but show's not ended yet. Jersey milk is a rich, creamy milk chocolate bar. This is correct. It's pure chocolate. Using fresh Jersey cow milk for extra smoothness and depth. Introduced by Nielsen Dairy in Toronto in 1924. It was acquired by Cadbury in 1996 while retaining Nielsen branding. Its high milk content yields a superior melt to U.S. Hershey's. That's absolutely fucking correct. Now, let's get this commercial playing here. And again, this is what's so great about these commercials back in the day, because they're wholesome. This is what America and Canada, or should I say Canada and America, used to be before, the bad times, the troubles. But, this is, this just works so well.
The skies were blue when I was young, and life was simple and easy. Your running shoes were black and white, and so was everyone's TV. Dads wore hats and moms wore curls. I wouldn't admit it, but I did like girls. Creamy milk chocolate was smooth as silk, when life was as simple as a Jersey milk. Nielsen Jersey Milk Chocolate Bar, original or with peanuts.
Indeed. So, what is next on our list? We're almost done. Smarties. Oh, boy. Now, this is an issue of contention for some people, but don't forget, I'm right, and you are incorrect if you try to argue this. Now, these are what are called Smarties. Okay, I don't give a fuck what Americans think Smarties are. This is what Smarties actually are. They're a vibrant, candy-shelled milk chocolate button with a crisp bite. Famously queried, do you eat the red ones last? Nestle's UK original from 1937, adapted for Canada in 1938. A U.S. trademark issued with pellet Smarties blocked sales south of the border. Now, we will show that image in a moment. Right now, these are the candy. These are the shitty small Halloween size that they give out to kids and stuff. They come in larger packages, and this is what they look like. They're different from M&M's content-wise, as well as the crunch of the casing, the candy casing coating. I would say not as thick as an M&M. Also much more narrow. And they come in multiple colors and so forth. But they're absolutely delicious, again, specifically because of the chocolate in them. But let's take a look here. And we can see reality for what the Walmart Americans refuse to acknowledge is that we have Smarties up top. Again, this is the party size. They come much larger. And as a kid, I wasn't a big fan of getting this small little package of Smarties. I did experience actually getting a full size one. But yeah, then you have what Americans call Smarties, the Rockets. You've got what Canadians call American Smarties, Rockets, because that's what they're called, Rockets. They're disgusting chalk-flavored garbage that's offered to Walmart Americans. And then you've got what Americans call Rockets, which are Smarties, which they're not Smarties. We have the Smarties, okay? We have the Smarties. You have the Rockets. Just accept it because that's what it is. Enjoy your little inferior Pez dispensed fucking chalky little, hockey puck, but they're disgusting. No matter what name you give them, they are disgusting. They shouldn't be. In fact, anyone handing them out for Halloween, I don't want to go as far as saying they need their hands cut off. Maybe broken? I don't know. Hurt. If you consciously handed out this shit to kids, something needs to happen to your hands so that you understand that you'll never do that again. Okay, I'm not saying go full out caning or lynching or, whipping, but something must be done so that you physically understand that this is abhorrent, it's criminal, and you should never, and again, to kids. Maybe handing out to adults, is one thing, but handing out to kids, that's got to be a war crime, okay? But yeah, terrible, terrible shit. But back to the fact that Smarties are awesome. We had amazing commercials, and this is just one of them. There's multiple more, but the jingle is where it's at. Again, back in the 80s, they did it right, and they actually had great commercials that got you wanting to enjoy the product. So let me just put this up for you. And jingles are no longer a thing, and that's criminal because they were able to sell so much, and then again, the population intelligence has declined, so that's certainly explains a lot. But jingles are great, and there should be more of them these days. Let's check this commercial out. 1984, by the way.
When you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red ones last? Do you suck them very slowly? Or
Sorry, I got to stop this. I'm gonna start it over. But that is that's the proper packaging. That's what they look like back in the day. I remember getting these. Again, it was the size of a candy bar. Like I don't know, Hershey's or fucking Crunch, Nestle Crunch bar, but that's the size of this box. So it was a good size. Let's watch it. Let's start again.
when you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red ones last? Do you suck them very slowly or crunch them very fast? Eat that candy-coated chocolate, but tell me when I ask, when you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red ones last? When you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red ones last? Do you suck them very slowly or crunch them very fast? Eat that candy-coated chocolate, but tell me when I ask, when you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red ones last?
Oh, that song will never leave my head. And they market it that way. Yeah, they all taste the same. It's just different coloring on the shelves, but do you eat the red ones last? You know? Also, the video shows that in fact, there were black people in Canada in the 1980s.
When you eat your Smarties, do you eat the red?
There you go. See one of them there. So, there you go. But yeah, great stuff. Smarties are amazing. Let's get to the next. We only have. We have three more, and then we have the Hall of Shame. And yeah, you got to watch out for these if you ever come to Canada or somebody gives them to you from Canada. But the next one on our list here, as we are wrapping up before we do a drama stream, we have Macintosh's Toffee. Now, this looks different from the packages change, and I love the evolution of the packaging of this sort of thing, especially candies. But Macintosh's Toffee is a dense, brick-hard caramel toffee in a tartan wrapper, notoriously sticky and challenging. Invented in 1890 by John Macintosh in the UK, its family production brought it to Canada in the early 1900s. The firmer Canadian bite evokes nostalgia. It certainly does. But this stuff, again, can pull out teeth. It's, hold on. Oh, salivating. I love this as a kid. But as an adult, it's going to pull out one of my teeth. I can't risk it. Because it's sticky as fuck. And yeah, you could take a small piece and then, let it sort of melt in your mouth. But it's going to take hours because it's so fucking dense, but it's so good. So fucking good. But yeah, this stuff is good. But there is no commercial for this. So I'm going to bring that up to note. Then we have Sweet Marie. So let me just bring that up here. Sweet Marie. This is actually, I do like this one a lot. Here's a, let's prep the commercial. But Sweet Marie is a crispy peanut butter and caramel bar coated in milk chocolate. Simple yet addictive. Inspired by the 1912 poem and song Sweet Marie, created by a Canadian company in response. Remains a low-key classic, but not marketed in the United States. And let's get to the commercial here. And this is the one that I confused it with. This is the one where the person who's eating it makes it look like it's disappearing. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, so that certainly clicked with me. What's the next one here? Finally, the O. Henry. Now, where is that? Skibbity bop doo doo. We did that one. Sorry. The O. Henry bar. Whoops. Gotta do a little transition then, don't I? There we go. Yeah, and some other people have said, like, yeah, you can leave this out and make people think it's a fucking turd. Okay, fine. Delicious, though. Absolutely delicious. So the O. Henry bar is a candy bar made from crunchy peanuts, creamy caramel, and chewy fudge, all covered in a chocolatey coating. Apparently, this might be available in the United States, but obviously the ownership and recipe does vary. But it's essentially it's a single bar with fudge filling at the center, surrounded by a thin layer of caramel, with the peanuts embedded in the caramel layer before a chocolate coating is added, and it is really good. Apparently the Americans had it, but it's sold under different recipes, and it's called Rally in America. So I've never seen a Rally bar up here in Canada, but that's apparently the closest thing that you're going to get to an O. Henry bar in America. And this is actually pretty cool. This commercial is from 1984. And it features wrestler Mad Dog Vachon in it. And apparently this was featured or discussed in the Dark Side of the Ring episode with Adrian Adonis. So I'm going to show you this because I certainly remembered it as a kid. And I was too young. Again, this was 84. I was 4 years old. I was too young to know. Oops, what did I do? I was too young to know who it was until later, but oops, that's not what I want. Yeah. But this was, again, a commercial that sort of struck with me back as a kid and makes me remember the actual candy bar. Bam! 6956 says those are good in the chat. I assume you're talking about O. Henry, but yeah, love them. They're great.
when you consider how big it is.
You know what makes it so big? All those peanuts.
It's not surprising there's so much inside.
It's that big chunk of fudge. I'm telling you, it's all that caramel. It's that big chunk of fudge.
Oh, Henry, what makes it big makes it good.
How do we get down?
Again, these commercials aren't the same as they used to be. They were great. All right, so now we actually get to the Hall of Shame. Shame. And we only got 3 to cover, and then we're going to wrap it up. But this is called Thrills Gum. It's repulsive and disgusting. And there are people actually out there that enjoy this stuff. It's incredible. It's essentially a Canadian chewing gum, which is recognized by its distinct purple color and unusual floral rosewater flavor, which many describe as tasting like soap. It does taste like soap. The gum has a dedicated following of people that enjoy its unique flavor, and even includes the slogan, "It tastes like slope." It tastes like soap on its packaging, as you can see in front of you. There are no commercials for this because, again, this is what a masochist would enjoy. But, yeah, this stuff exists. I see it often, actually, in convenience stores. So there's a market there that's eating this stuff. They should be put in camps. But this stuff exists. And it's disgusting. But, okay. You know, this is just the uniqueness of Canada. What's the next one? Oh, Maltesers. This is our next one here. Now, let me just give you a little bit of explanation here. That these crunchy malted milk spheres coated in milk chocolate, they're lighter than the similar U.S. options, which are basically Whoppers. The Maltesers in Canada are what Americans called Whoppers. So Maltesers were launched in the UK in 1937 by Mars as energy balls for women. These jokes write themselves. The Canadian version, since the 1940s, features a thicker shell than the U.S. Whoppers. In fact, the internals look a lot different. Color's a little darker in the middle. The chocolate's lighter in America, Whoppers. But again, it should be considered a war crime, especially tonight on Halloween night. Handing these things out to kids should warrant at least a visit by police. Just unreal. Also, there was no commercial found for this one. And the last item in our list, both of Hall of Shame and of this episode tonight, again, I appreciate every single person who has chosen to join us here today, is called the Cherry Blossom. And it's funny, there is a commercial for this, but it's old. So the Cherry Blossom is a chocolate-covered cherry cordial with pink fondant syrup, topped with coconut shreds for a juicy burst. Crafted in 1925 by the Ganong family in New Brunswick, now made by Cadbury Canada. It was inspired by the delicate cherry blossom flower. It's a holiday favorite north of the border, supposedly according to this description, but it's not. It is as bad as it sounds. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. But I still see it being sold, so clearly there's a market for it. And in fact, the only way I can think that explains this is if you look at this commercial back from the 1970s. I don't have the exact date here. But you'd have to be high as fuck on LSD and this is what the commercial seems to indicate to me, but you'd have to be fucked out of your mind to actually want to eat this shit. Here's the commercial.
Cherry blossom, well, it's thick chocolate on the outside. And it's creamy on the inside.
That's what she said.
When you get to the center, it's a very special center. It's a cherry special peanut crunchy chocolate coated creamy center. Cherry blossom.
Yes, Bird in Hell, Cherry Blossom. You are disgusting. So, not a bad little show, I'd have to say. We've been going on for about an hour and close to an hour and 10 minutes. Wanted to throw something together for people. It is Halloween. Hopefully things are going well with you, handing out candy to the kids, or just staying in. And as Casey Izra would say, fuck those kids. I'm not handing out any candy because, again, he's a very bad, evil person who we will be destroyed in a future episode, probably drama related. He's going to get eviscerated. In fact, anyone that gets featured on my drama shows will get eviscerated. But we're not going to finish off with drama here. We're going to finish off with love of candy, Canadian candy. And yes, I'll be live later, but okay. Let's just finish this show. I do appreciate everyone who has chosen to come through here to, spend their time with us, reminisce, go through some old nostalgia. And I had fun. I always loved talking food. And, yep, that is the end of this episode today. So on that note, I am Devious Dave Rose. And you'll probably see me airing in a very short time to discuss the topic of the frivolous, the drama. But like I said, I'm Devious Dave Rose, and we shall see you next time.